In the dead of night, when the city's pulse slowed to a deceptive calm and the neon lights danced on polished glass, an upscale penthouse became the stage for a dramatic revelation. At precisely midnight, a sleek, stainless steel door swung open with an almost imperceptible creak. In that moment, an unsuspecting woman found herself face to face with a scene that would shatter the fragile serenity of her life. The opulent entryway, usually a portal to a world of success and sophistication, now served as the threshold to betrayal, deception, and a secret double life. The penthouse, perched high above the restless streets, boasted floor-to-ceiling windows that framed the city's majestic skyline. Soft ambient lighting intermingled with the vibrant, neon reflections from the bustling avenues below, creating an atmosphere that was as alluring as it was ominous. Circling the scene with a predatory grace, a mysterious woman clad in a striking red trench coat moved with an air of calculated nonchalance. This woman, whose presence was as magnetic as it was menacing, was the orchestrator of this fateful confrontation. With an elegance that belied the danger she posed, she exuded a cold, seductive confidence that resonated through the room. Her appearance was arresting, a vivid streak of scarlet amidst the subdued hue of the room, drawing every eye to her as she methodically laid out the evidence. Unbeknownst to the orchestrator of this dramatic scene, the penthouse's grand elevator had already begun its descent, carrying with it another unwitting soul. The wife, whose existence had been built on illusions of loyalty and trust, stepped gingerly off the elevator. Her steps, initially hesitant, grew slower and more deliberate as she approached double doors that hinted at secrets lurking beyond. With a trembling hand, she pushed them open, her eyes widening in disbelief as she took in the horrifying scene before her. The sight was one of profound betrayal. Her husband, the man she had trusted implicitly, was now unmasked as a tortured specimen of his own double life. In front of him stood the enigmatic woman in red, a stark embodiment of temptation, danger, and a truth. The woman in red, however, was not simply a passive conduit for exposing the truth. Her deliberate actions underscored a darker, more complex narrative. With each calculated movement, she appeared less like a mere avenger and more like a symbol of the unforgiving consequences. As the scene unfolded in a series of cinematic vignettes, the narrative of this tragic affair began to take on the hues of inevitability. Flashbacks interwove seamlessly with the present moment, a montage of clandestine exchanges, late-night text messages, and secret rendezvous. Before long, the calculated architect of this chaotic revelation, the woman in red, entered a swift and decisive escape. With the ease of someone who had rehearsed this performance countless times, she slipped away, her footsteps echoing down the fire stairs. For the wife, who now stood at the window with her eyes fixed on the sprawling city as if seeking solace amidst the endless expanse of twinkling lights, the questions that plagued her were as numerous as the stars above. In the silence that followed, as the detectives continued their work, carefully collecting every trace of evidence, the silent narrative of the night began to reveal itself in layers of complexity and meaning. The red trench coat, once an accessory of style and allure, had transformed into an emblem. In the hushed aftermath of the confrontation, as the early hints of dawn began to soften the stark contours of the penthouse, a pervasive sense of melancholy settled over the scene. The wife, now poised at the window and gazing out at a city still slumbering. In the end, the penthouse remained a silent, imposing witness to a story of relentless passion, inevitable betrayal, and the enduring consequences of secrets kept too long. Each detail, every carefully placed piece of evidence, every stray reflection of neon on polished surfaces,